All right, Shalom, Shalom. First off, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash, Laulam Yom. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and reward these last days and who are the true leaders of the nation of Israel. I want to give a strong Shalom to all the Akim in the four corners of the earth, persons word of truth and sincerity, making the calling and election sure, making their bodies a living sacrifice. I want to give a humble salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is Brother Mashal. Come back at you with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. I want to say the water, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, forgive me the spirit and having the mercy for allowing me to do this lesson. And today I want to talk about leprosy. All right. Now, we all know how Esau moves, you know what I'm saying? So the biblical definition of leprosy is not what Esau calls leprosy today. Okay, and I'm going to bring out some examples, and then I'll have some pictures, I guess you can say, to kind of explain what I'm saying, okay? Because Esau will tell you, well, you know what, let's get to the scriptures first, and then we'll, get some physical photo examples of what biblical leprosy is and what Esau, his definition of leprosy is, okay? So we're going to go to, first off, some milk scriptures, Numbers 12. We're going to start at... We're going to jump around. Numbers 12 and verse 1. It says, and Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. All right. So Miriam and Aaron were speaking against, Moses because of this woman he had married. Verse 4. It says, and the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. It says, and the Lord came down in a pillar of a cloud. And what is that? That's the chamber, okay, of a chariot. All right. The pillar it represents the how Esau's movies, when a so-called I'm gonna call it a UFO. You know how Esau makes it, but a so-called UFO, it opens its doors at the bottom of the UFO, and then a beam of light comes out. That represents the pillar. Okay, the pillar of the cloud. The cloud represents the so-called UFO. Okay, but we already know that these the so-called UFOs are the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Okay. It says, and the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak to him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him I will speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Because they was talking stuff about Moses, and the Lord was dealing directly with Moses. Okay, Moses was the chosen. He had Moses do all these things, to deliver the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Starting with the plagues, the staff turning into a serpent, the splitting of the damn, it's not the Red Sea. I forgot what the elders called it. I'll put something in the video to make sure which sea it actually was. But the splitting of the sea, okay. I don't think it was the Persian Gulf. I'm gonna fact check. But yeah, all these things, the Lord was dealing directly, with Moses, giving them the law, such as the commandments upon Mount Sinai. All right. So it says, verse 9, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. It says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. Okay, so it says, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So when the scriptures mention somebody being leprous, it's most of the time, I say about 85-90% of the time, it always references a color. Okay, so Miriam became leprous, white as snow. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Did she turn like white as a sheet of notebook paper? No. It means that she lost all the pigment. Okay, she didn't turn white as Cash with a Friendly Ghost. Okay, she lost her pigment. That's what biblical leprosy is, when you lose your pigment. Okay, so it says, verse 11, and Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. It says, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. Okay, so when you're leprous like that, you're considered dead. Okay, because when you don't have the pigment in your skin, then it's just a reputation of you being dead. Okay, so Aaron said unto Moses, lay not this sin upon me. Okay, because we're gonna bring it out in a little bit, but when you're leprous, it's considered a sin. You're considered unclean. Okay, and this is why it says in let's go to 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, in the 3rd verse. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that falling away is 70 A.D. when during the besiegement of Jerusalem by the Romans. Okay, and we fled into mainly into as far away as we could into Africa. So we migrated through Egypt, through Central Africa, and we found homes on the west coast of Africa. Okay, to get as far away from the Romans as possible. Okay, but then you ever all the you know the you know the Jews didn't. Well, you had some of the other tribes, a remnant of the other tribes, because mainly the other tribe, the 10 tribes were already on in Arsareth, okay, on the other side, in the so-called New World. All right, but the majority fled into Western Africa, and then you had some, going into Asia Major, Asia Minor. You had some fleeing west towards Slacky east towards India, Elam. Okay, so you had a small number fleeing in those directions, eastward, northward, but the majority, what I'm saying, of the Jews and the remnant of the other tribes were, and when I say Jews, I mean Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which is represented as the Jews fled into the western part of Africa. Okay, so-called Africa. All right, so it says that except the coming falling away first, right, 70 A.D., and it says, in that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now, why does it say that man of sin? Okay, not only does Esau, have his wicked ways that has nothing but sin and iniquity, ruling, his ways of rulership is nothing but sin and iniquity, okay? But Esau is a leper, okay? That's why Aaron said, lay not this sin upon us, okay? Because the Lord turned Miriam, turned her into a leper as white as snow, okay? She lost all her pigment. And Aaron said, lay not this sin upon us. Now we understand through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai that the man of sin is being revealed now. Why is he the man of sin? Because he's a leper. Okay? He's a leper. Let's go to let's go back to Exodus, the 4th chapter, and we're gonna start at the 4th verse. It says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, Put forth thine hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand." This is where he was showing Moses about the staff turning into a serpent. Okay, it says, verse 5, "That they may believe that the Lord power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, have appeared unto thee." So this is all about Yahweh Shem Yashai showing his power. Okay. It says, verse 6, "And the Lord said furthermore unto him, Put now thine hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow." You see, here we go again with leprosy being referred to as a certain color. Okay, now we all know that snow is as white as you can get. But there's we've never seen anybody, with the color that's the color of snow. So we already know that's not what it's talking about. It's just basically a dark saying that they lost, he lost the pigment in his hand. Okay, and this was a significant thing because this was one of the miracles that had Moses believe that he could deliver the children of Israel out of the Pharaoh's hand. Okay, verse 7, it says, "And he said, Put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh." Okay, so when he put his hand into his bosom, poured it out, he lost all his pigment. Okay, and then when he put his hand back into his bosom, poured it back out, it was as his other flesh. Okay, so we already know that Moses was amongst the Egyptians, so he had to have that dark skin. Moses was a dark skinned man. Okay, so that made him a believer about putting his hand and it losing all his pigment. Like, imagine if you did that, and then you lose all your pigment. Okay, your blood showing forth in your skin. See all your veins looking all goofy. That's what Esau does, man. That's what Esau looks like. Okay. Let's go to Genesis 4 real quick. 4 and 15. It says, and Yahweh Shem Yashai said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Okay, so the Lord put a mark upon Cain. Now, what kind of mark would be able to distinguish Cain from the rest of the people? Okay, we're gonna go to the blue letter, and Genesis 4.
Strong's H 226. Oath.
Okay, so that's the word for mark. It says a sign, a signal, a distinguishing mark. a banner, remembrance, miraculous sign, omen, a warning, a token, ensign, standard, miracle proof. So the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, set a mark upon Canaan, a distinguishing mark. Now, there's really not much you can do to distinguish yourself, from everybody that looks like you. Because at that time, everybody was a dark skin. Okay? Everybody was dark skinned. So that distinguishing mark to let people know, hey man, don't mess with this guy, or the Lord's gonna bring hell upon you. Okay? That distinguishing mark had to be the mark of leprosy. Now people see this man and know not to mess with him. Okay, he didn't, the Lord wouldn't give him a high top fade. You know what I'm saying? Throw some Jordans on his feet. Nothing like that, man. The only distinguishing mark at that time would be leprosy, to set him apart from everybody that was on the earth at that time. Okay? Because it says, back in verse 15, it says, and Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. Okay? So everybody knew that if you kill Cain, you would receive a complete amount of vengeance. Okay? So that's why the Lord set that mark upon Cain to let everybody know that this is the man you don't mess with, because he has to serve out the punishment. Okay, and that mark was the mark of leprosy, because that's a distinguishable, miraculous mark, because it was not there was nobody like that at that time until Yahweh Shai stripped him of his pigment. Okay, and real quick, we're gonna end it off here. Let's go to Leviticus 13, because it's a certain reason why we're able to be amongst the Edomites. Okay, because he's considered a clean leper. Okay, let's go to Leviticus 13 and verse 12. It says, and if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean. That hath the plague, it is all turned white, he is clean. So this is why we can dwell amongst Esau, man, amongst the Edomites, because they're considered clean, because they're lepers from head to toe. Okay? That's the only reason why. He's a clean leper. He's considered clean. Now, real quick, I want to, show you some slack here. Now, this is what Esau calls leprosy. Okay? If you're squeamish, you might want to stop the video now or whatnot. But this is what Esau considers leprosy. This is sort of his skin is kind of changing white a little bit. So that's the closest that Esau would get, I guess you could say. But this is what Esau considers leprosy. When you read the book of Job, Job was smitten with boils from his head down to his feet. This is what probably Job had right here. boils, like this guy right here, from his head down to his feet. Okay, but Esau calls this leprosy. All right, but in actuality, biblical leprosy would be this. Okay, these are unclean lepers. You see how the skin is turning so-called white as snow. Now, I think this woman right here, she's supposed to be a model. Now, this is what Esau promotes, right? They changed the name to vitiligo. Okay, but in actuality, this is biblical leprosy. Okay, see how the skin changes white. Okay, so this man would be considered unclean. Okay, but if his skin was all the way changed, if he lost all his pigment, like as he's in the process of doing, then he will be considered clean. Okay, he will be a clean leper because he has leprosy from his head all the way down to his feet. So he's a clean leper. But this man right here is an unclean leper. Okay, because he's still in the transition. So see how Esau, makes all of this. You have models and stuff, like so-called models, you know, uh, getting famous off of having leprosy. Okay, but Esau calls this vitiligo. Okay, but this is biblical leprosy. Okay, these people are unclean or considered unclean through the scriptures. Okay. Now, let's see. Now you see the color that they're changing. So see, she's a clean leper. Okay, she has leprosy from her head down to her feet. So she's considered a clean leper. Okay, here another clean leper. You see the people previously that had vitiligo, their pigment was being changed to the color of this guy. Okay, so he's a clean leper. Here, clean leper. There you go. Clean leper. You see, he's red, man. Lost all his pigment. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and it brought a little bit of clarity to, biblical leprosy versus, Esau's leprosy. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKodash, Level Yom. Double honor to the apostles and the elders. I want to say Kwame Sharala, Ababa Ball, Shalom.